Hi scholars, I wanted to do a demonstration of how to add the glue to your glue drawing. You can see that I have my drawing. I drew it big, it has interesting details and textures, and it also has Braille here. It says KOI. So I want to show you today both how to do the glue lines and then as well as how to do the glue dots for your Braille. My recommendation is that you do this the same way that you write, which is to start from the left and go to the right, not to jump around, because you don't want to accidentally smear your hand in the glue. So if you work from the left to the right, you're not going to smear the glue as much. All right, if your glue is open, you want to make sure that the glue has traveled to the bottom, and then you want to hold your glue bottle about an inch above your line, and then you want to slowly let the glue come out, and you're just going to do your best to get the textures. You can see that my lines are not perfect, but I'm doing my best to get it on there. I'm going to go from the left to the right. And do my glue lines. Notice that when the glue touches, it comes together. That's going to happen a little bit naturally, but you can see that my lines are pretty spread out, so it still looks pretty nice. Ooh. The glue does come out fast, so you want to move slow and just take your time and be really careful with it. I'm being very careful to not move my paper, and I'm being very careful to not put my hand in my artwork. If you have a small detail, it may be easier just to fill the whole thing in with glue. You just make a choice about if it needs to be filled in or not. When you get to the edge of your paper, try to keep it on the paper. Sometimes I will touch the glue bottle down to make a thinner line, just so it's not running off of the table. This line is so small, I'm just going to fill it in. These lines don't want to come off. If you want to end in a thin line, if you take your glue bottle and you touch down, it's going to make a much thinner line, and you can get some edges and points that way, especially for those of you who have really fine lines. That's one strategy that you can use. I'm almost done with my picture here. And then I will show you how to do the Braille. This line is so thick. I want a nice thick line for that one. But now I'll do those thin lines again. Then I'm actually touching the paper with the nozzle of the glue to make those really thinner lines. You do want a variety of lines in your work because that is going to make it more interesting for someone to feel. All right, so my glue drawing, oh, I missed a few lines. Always assess your work, make sure that you get all of your lines because this is the only day that we're doing the glue. So I'm looking at my work. I'm satisfied with my work. I feel like you should have one more thing coming down. And now I want to look at my work and see if I need to add anything. I feel like his eyes need a little pupil. There we go. Now you can really tell it's an eye. I'm debating on whether I should fill in these spaces solid, but they're so large I think I'm going to leave them. There may be small areas that you actually want to fill in, just solid glue because they're so small. Now, your glue dots. You are going to do this very slow and very carefully. You are only putting glue on the circles that you filled in because those circles that you filled in actually represent the raised dots. So very carefully make one and lift it up. And you can see how large these glue dots are, especially for this brand new bottle of glue that's coming out really fast. And I'm not moving until I see that my little lines of glue are done falling. Now you can see why we had to have so much space in between. Look how large that is. And because I left space, my glue dots are not touching. Notice I did not put any glue in the empty dots. When your glue drawing is finished, it is so important that you do not pick it up because you do not want this glue to start running. You're gonna leave it flat, don't touch it, use a college hand